Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Green Lanterns podcast. I'm your host, Will Smith, and I've been out for a bit because I've been traveling for work a lot, and then I got tremendously sick for a short period of time there. But I'm back now, and I'm hoping to bring you a Green Lantern news roundup. First thing on the list, and it's out now already as of February 6th, so you can go ahead and pick up your copy. It's DC's How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days, #1. I think there's only going to be a #1. As you can see here on this Comics Hub page, you have 91 out of 95 people have liked it so far, with an average rating of 3.9 out of 5 stars. Now, this is not strictly a Guy Gardner issue. Actually, if you scroll down a little bit here, you can see the breakdown, and that it's 8 different stories in here, and each one is 10 pages long. How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 days, 10 pages. So you have all these different stories that are 10 pages apiece. Scrolling back up here, it says 8 rom-com inspired new stories about love and trying to find it in the DC universe. Romance is rarely a simple affair. Love is almost always followed by some sort of conflict. Whether you're a plastic man twisting yourself into knots, trying to please someone, or the Flash traveling back in time to make a catastrophic 50 first dates perfect, or a lonely robot who just can't seem to find love unless it's mail from a computer screen, like Red Tornado, love actually is a pain in the 27 dresses. So in the grand tradition of these dating conundrums, a la rom-coms of the 90s and early 2000s, we are proud to present 8 news stories about love and trying to find it in this zany world. And this is the one cover here of Guy Gardner and the How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. I love that they put this little heart inside the Lantern logo here. And the further down you have Guy making little heart fingers down by his belt. Everything here looks pretty cool. I haven't picked it up myself yet. Probably wait until it's in the DC Universe Infinite app, and then I'll take a read at it, because this really isn't my kind of thing. It's sort of like the Sin Sun story with the Sinestro stuff. Not really my thing, but when it becomes available for me to read for free, I'll probably take a look at it there. And after I read it, I'll go ahead and drop you a review on it. I don't like reviewing things as I'm reading them. I think the other Lantern content creators do a spectacular job handling that stuff already. So I don't really feel like there's too much space for me to also add to that, or add something different, or give you a tremendously different take than what they're already sharing. It just seems like overkill in the fandom for me to add to that. But as the stories wrap up here, I think it's fair play for me to hop in and just tell you my overall thoughts on the entire stories as they finish. And that'll be a better review from me to you guys. So hang in there and look out for that. Now, this isn't the only Lantern news when it comes to comic books. Next up on the list, we have Green Lantern #8, written by Jeremy Adams. This story has been an absolute banger of a story so far. People have been really digging it. There's a lot of callbacks to previous stuff. There's an element of newness to just about everything that's going on here. And it's one of the best written stories I feel like we've had for the Lantern Corps, Hal Jordan specifically, in some time. And this one, this comes out on February 13th, which by the time this video drops on Sunday or Monday, it should be coming out just within the next couple of days. It reads, Hal Jordan versus the United Planets. After the revelations of what happened on Korrigar, Hal discovers the United Planets are consolidating power in the universe by nefarious means. But before he can stop them, representatives of the United Planet Corps have arrived to arrest Hal for unlawful use of the emotional spectrum energy in a quarantine zone. For those that haven't been following, the United Planets have taken over for the Guardians, and they've deemed Earth so dangerous that it is under quarantine. So you cannot use any of those powers in Earth. So it's an issue that Hal Jordan has been. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of the covers, and I'll tell you, as we're looking at the covers, what I'm very excited about. Now, this cover is more of like a modern, realistic look to Hal, Kilowog, and Kyle. And as you can see here at the bottom, it's my favorite part of this actually, is that this is also featuring Kyle Rayner in Good Talk. Ron Mars has a backup story inside of this comic series. So there's some hope for some Kyle Rayner goodiness in here that I'm really excited for. And because of that, Kyle clearly, he's going to get his own comic cover here. And just like everything with Kyle, man, it looks terrific. And you got another one for Hal, flying, orbiting Earth, kind of. Then you have this kind of summery, good times, good vibes lantern, almost like a spa day. And you've got Sojourner, you got Guy, Jessica. I can see John here making a slide for Kyle, and then we've got some animals in the background. This one actually looks really cool. If I had to pick one of them, it would be between that, the previous Kyle one I showed you guys, and this one. And then I think that this is the incentive-based cover where shops sell a certain amount or order a certain amount. They get this one, and as a former baseball player, this is a really cool cover, so I'll probably go online and pick this up because my local comic shop is not going to get this one in. And again, as you can comments here, Ron Mars is back to write Kyle. Yeah, Kyle's back. A lot of Kyle love. It's really cool to see it because while I feel like Kyle's the best and he's my favorite, I know online for some reason he gets a lot of flack. Unlike the Gardner, How to Lose a Gardner in 10 Days, where it's just 10 pages, this comic is your standard 40 pages that you're getting here, plus the backup story that's in there. So like 30-ish, 33-ish pages for the regular story, and then the backup for Kyle's in there. But we don't just have comic news, we got merch news. And that would be recently, we were handed over from Scarlet Joker. This was passed to Reddit where I found it, and then I shared it in a Green Lantern group chat. As you can see here, Lantern Cast went online and shared it, and they were kind enough to also tag me. So shout out to the Lantern Cast for having this. But this is it was a rumored leak of TargetCon 2024 for Funko. And as you can see in here, right at the very top of that list, it says DC Red Lantern Hal Jordan. So we were trying to take it with a grain of salt, but also I'm very excited that we might be getting something Red Lantern Hal Jordan related. How do you pass up on that? Especially if you don't have the Funkos already. This one's going to be exclusive to Target. And this was shared on February 7th. And then, boom, by February 9th, we had the actual image of what this is going to look like. This leaked. A buddy of mine, Dakota, messaged me on Instagram and shared this. And then again, I took it immediately, ran to the Green Lantern group chat, showed all the guys. So again, shout out to Lantern Cast for being the first one to put it out there on Twitter, X. I don't know what you call it anymore. But shout out to them. They got it up here. And as you can see, it's a pretty cool looking figure. My thoughts sort of do align with theirs, where they wrote personal thoughts. They could have put more imagination into this one, if I'm being honest. And if I'm being honest with you guys, I kind of agree. It's not like anything crazy or stand out-ish. It's Hal Jordan. He's in a Red Lantern costume. I'm going to pick it up no matter what anyway, because I don't have any Red Lantern Funkos, and I can always use more Funkos to make my girlfriend a little bit upset that I have so many. But, you know, I would have loved to have seen where he's got the construct kind of coming out. I would have loved to see that just be, instead of this translucent yellowish, more red, like in the image. If you look at the box art on it, it's red there. I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe him spewing something from his mouth would have been cool. I mean, I'm going to take it either way. Can't get enough Lantern stuff. But yeah, I agree with them. I agree with the Lantern Cast that there could have been a little bit more thought in it. Can't wait to see the Emerald Enthusiast get his, unbox it, and review it for you guys. I'll be there to watch that video as well. I have one more bit of upcoming stuff. Oh, by the way, I think this is February 18th is when you will be able to try to order this online or potentially head into stores to see if you can snag one in person. Careful for your eyes here, because for some reason my dark mode does not work on Amazon. But look at that, boys and girls, lads and lasses. This is the DC Multiverse Kilowog and Kyle Rayner 2-pack gold label. It's an Amazon exclusive, and I have enough Kyle Rayner stuff. Like, truth be told, you know, girlfriend, she would probably agree, but I don't have enough Kilowog stuff. And to me, when you look at these figures and you look at some of the, like, my gosh, like the detail on the outfit, the sculpting, this looks phenomenal. Unfortunately, this is, I think, $70, so it is pretty expensive, and it's only a 2-pack of figures. It's $70, so it is pretty expensive. But I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't have anything this nice Kilowog related, so I might be in the market to pick it up just because of Kilowog. Like, this is really, really, I mean, look at the detail of the ring right here. Like, if that's how it comes out, in the actual packs, like that's really nice looking. And again, just the threads of the costume also great. Looking at Kyle, this is your standard Kyle. I believe the Emerald Enthusiast already shared his thoughts in a video where he said previously, he had made a comment that the green on Kyle Rayner stuff was a bit bright, and this is a bit darker, so kind of have color corrected. But his feedback must have been heard, and they've got us looking at some even nicer merch here. Again, look at all the stuff you're getting inside the pack too. Not one, but two batteries, and Kyle gets his specific one. Like, this is all dubs here. This is really, really nice. Again, even if you already have some Kyle, I'm sure you can use more Kilowog. Everything here is a home run for me. Can't wait to get it. Back of the box art, I'll click that and show you guys that too. Two different panels. This was just recently on the Kyle Rayner Rising Compendium that came out with the misspelling. Wish they would correct that, but it's whatever. This I'm going to pick up. Again, this is through Amazon. This is through Target specifically. And then you have two different comics you can pull. And then finally, I'll end with some, it's not really news, it's more fan casting and an actor talking about what he would like to do. But Aldis Hodge, who plays Hawkman in the DC EU, who has voiced John Stewart in animated for years, comments on if he would be willing to play John Stewart in some sort of live adaptation. So if you give me a minute here, again, it's only a 40-second-ish video. I'm going to go ahead and make it full screen. It's only 42 seconds here. I am going to cut off my mic so I'm not interfering with any of what they're sharing. But that's it for me. I hope you guys had a good time watching this video. If you are going to pick up any of this stuff, or if you'd like to see Aldis Hodge play John Stewart, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, especially now that I'm feeling better. Peace.
Just voiced Power Ring in the Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths animated film, and you voiced John Stewart before. Is a Green Lantern live action thing something that you'd be interested in? A whole new side of DC?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm open for whatever. I would love to live out the rest of the legacy of Hawkman because we had some amazing plans for him. But also with John Stewart in sort of a live action capacity. I mean, I've voiced John Stewart in the animated space for years now. Years. Phil Lamar passed the baton. Shout out to Phil because I'm a big fan of his work. But if that became a film adaptation, absolutely. I mean, that was one of my dreams growing up, was to be John Stewart in the live action. So yeah.